I've covered No Rest for the Wicked a lot on this channel, but the game has changed so much over the last couple of years that a lot of those videos are basically out of date. And we just hit the 2-year anniversary of early access. So instead of making you scroll through old patch breakdowns to figure out where the game is now, I figured I'd just do a fresh overview. This is the only 4 minutes you need before you can get back to playing the game. If you're watching this, you're probably one of 2 people. Either you bought the game at launch, played for a while, bounced off it at some point, and you're wondering if it's worth coming back to, or you've been watching it from a distance for 2 years, never pulled the trigger, and you want to know if now is finally the time. I'll get to both, but let me just answer the headline first. The game is in a better state right now than it has ever been. It's sitting at very positive on Steam, with the most recent reviews even higher than that, and the player base is the largest it has ever been. Whatever made you stop playing, or hesitate to start, the version of the game that exists today is not the version you remember. So let me talk to the returning player first. Whenever you stopped playing, whether that was right at launch or some point last year, this game has had a journey. And whatever the reason you drifted off, that's fair. But the core of what made this game stand out is still there. The hand-painted world still looks like nothing else in the genre. Combat still has that weight and precision that almost no isometric game touches, and weapons genuinely play differently from each other. They're not just damage numbers with a different skin. That foundation hasn't changed. What has changed is everything built on top of it, and here's why it's worth coming back to. The world is roughly twice the size it was. 2 new regions, real story content threading through them. Progression has been rebuilt from the ground up, with a new layer of crafting and enchantments that actually gives you something to chase past the early hours. Difficulty is no longer a single brick wall. There are real options now, and a tier system you can push as hard or as casually as you want. Fast travel exists. And then there's the co-op layer, which is the biggest single thing that's happened to this game, and I want to spend a real minute on it because it matters for both audiences here. Quick pause. If you're enjoying this, a like or a sub genuinely helps. Back to it. In January, an update called Together landed. Up to 4 players share a persistent world. You build a home base together, upgrade your town together, and the vendors that show up are based on what the group decides. The world even scales to how many of you are in it. So your friends don't just drop into your world for a boss fight and leave. Your friend can log in while you're offline, and the town keeps growing without you. It's the closest thing to a shared D&D campaign an ARPG has ever shipped. And it landed. The game has now sold around 1.7 million copies, and together drove the concurrent player count to nearly 63,000, bigger than the launch peak. It's the update that turned this from a game people remembered fondly into a game people are actively playing right now. Now, if you've been watching from the sidelines and never pulled the trigger, the other thing that should matter to you is timing. The studio just officially started the final push toward a 1.0 release. There's no date yet, but the framing has shifted. The roadmap is no longer about figuring out what the game is, it's about finishing it. And the price is currently at its deepest discount ever, 30% off, with the studio openly saying it's going up at 1.0. So if you've been waiting, you're waiting on a version that's coming soon, at a price that's about to go up. One honest caveat for both audiences. Console releases look tied to that 1.0 window, so it's not nothing, but I can't tell you a date and the Xbox fans might need to wait even longer. Either way, this is a really fair moment to take another look. If you want to go deeper into Together specifically, or the story and lore side of the game, I've covered both on the channel, and I'll drop links at the end. Thanks for watching.